Okay, how y'all doing? Hope all is well, and it's so good. Well, I was gonna talk about jealousy today. Jealousy and how people often they say, especially people that are very, very often very spiritually inclined, would say, "Oh, jealousy, no, I don't get any jealous," or they make it look like some kind of sin to be jealous in relationship. And part of what I wanted to make about this video was just to not to normalize it and make it look like it's not a big deal to be jealous, but just to explain the root of it and how to really dissolve it as much as possible without denying or repressing it, which is what usually people do when they get on the spiritual path. They're like, no, I don't get jealous. I'm like, relax, you're just human. So now, let's talk about what is the core reason for people to get jealous. Now that has to do with a deep psychology, which some people might not like it, some people might be interested, but either way, truth is truth, and this is just perspective on what I consider the root of jealousy. Basically, we are all born as Buddhas, awake. In varying degrees. Every child is born pretty conscious. That's what it means to be awake, right? You're conscious, you see around you. You're not asleep. Literally, your eyes are open. And, if one's eye is not open, for example, if you're laying on your bed and your eyes are closed, people will be like, oh, that person is sleeping. Well, this is the situation of most humans now, unfortunately, but it's not their physical eyes that are closed, it's the spiritual eye. And when somebody's spiritual eye is not open and their heart center is not open, that person is generally considered unawake, like asleep. It doesn't mean they're stupid. They could still have a career, good job, functioning, but what will happen is they are more easily controlled. Maybe we talk more about that later because they don't see what's going on. Now, I don't want to say that, if one is spiritual awakening or that, you're going to have this kind of political idea or that idea. I'm not saying that. I've seen people join either faction. All I'm saying is in your life, at least you're living as a human being. Because to me, to be a human being means your heart is open. Otherwise, it's just a doer. I can't even call the person human. To me, the minimum to be called a human being is that you actually have a heart and you're thinking. And then the being part is the presence and the spiritual openness. So now, what is the root of jealousy? For those that are watching now, those who will be watching, whatever, what is the root of this jealousy? Now, when a child is born, what's up, Lorenzo? When a child is born, right, born as a pure spirit, somewhat awake, everyone, you can actually, that moment, if one was to go into deep meditation, which I love doing people a session, I'll guide them so that they can remember their moment of birth and maybe even past lives. Because if you can go to that very moment when you were born, suddenly you're looking around for men and the woman is looking around if it's a girl and you look, see, the parents think this is just a baby. Like, oh, what do you know? The truth is this baby actually is more awake than the parents spiritually, but with a small body. So whatever you're thinking, feeling, your moods, the child is picking it up. It's like a bad fart in the room. You don't smell it, but the baby can smell. And what are some of these bad farts is, for example, the father is thinking, oh, this baby is ugly or whatever, looks a certain way, or the mother is saying, oh, not another one. All those thoughts, the baby can hear it. And what happens to the baby who's alert? You get issues. That's where the issues come from. Imagine a boy hearing, oh, not another one. You don't think that's going to be recorded in the child's consciousness, subconscious mind? You see, as a mystic, I call the subconscious mind the inner child. But as a psychologist, I call it the subconscious mind. But as a mystic is the inner child. Same thing. Those things are recorded in the basement of the subconscious mind. If you were to go beneath the subconscious mind, you hit the unconscious mind, you're going to find the past lives and all the shit that's been happening on the planet for eternity. It's all recorded. It's there in our consciousness. The conscious mind is like the tip of the iceberg. So anyway, to cut it a long story short, so imagine that boy or girl feeling like, oh, because the baby is spiritually awake, right? Conscious, but that baby is not aware that, oh, that's just their opinion. See, the human side of the baby will say, oh, something is wrong with me. They personalize it. So once somebody feels that something is wrong with them, energetically, the subconscious mind, imagine when they go to the dating world. Everything that person encounters in life will be seen, not consciously, but will be seen from the story. That's where the story is. So the parents were unconscious, right? And when a mother is unconscious, a father is unconscious, it means their heart is not open. So the baby can feel this stuff. And to the baby, a heart that's not open, you just, oh, your heart is closed. To the baby, it's one of the most painful things. Why? Because that's where love is. That means the baby doesn't feel loved. Imagine a baby not feeling loved because of our carelessness. Say, oh, it's just a baby. No, they're picking everything up. So in relationship, that person will be one of those more jealous types. Why? It's not because jealousy is natural or not natural. It just means insecure. That's why I don't judge it. It's just insecure. It's insecurity. And when people are feeling insecure, for example, there's a book written attached and talks about the insecure and the avoiders. To me, they're very similar, to be honest with you, because the avoider just has a different way of doing things. He or she is just somebody that says, I don't want to deal with that pain. And running around, maybe they're dating around, maybe they're not dating. It's hard to tell. Somebody can have lovers or not lovers or by themselves and be of this type. There are many ways to avoid. The so-called insecure people are just people who are more honest, in my view, or at least they are closer to their subconscious mind, which I would say they are, so to speak, a little more conscious. That means they can feel the fear. People bring these anxieties into relationships and they hope it will work. It never works. I'm not trying to be mean. I just like to speak truth. To the same degree that one is able to heal that wound, it's not about jealousy. Jealousy is just a symptom. That's just something on the surface your mind is telling you, oh my goodness. Basically, at the root of that jealousy is something else. And that is what? I know it's going to sound insane. I'm speaking now as a mystic. I dropped logic now. Okay. That child now, you see, who we attract usually is a picture of the subconscious mind. People think, oh, they want to manifest, they want to do things. And sometimes what I often say is, you can only manifest who you are. What do I mean by that? The inner child, the subconscious mind is, say, life or God or universe. I don't like to use the word God because that makes people will think I'm talking about their God. And I'm not talking about your fucking God. Excuse my French. I shouldn't be talking like that. I love you. I love people. Some people love God. But for me, when I use the word God, I'm talking about the cosmic consciousness. Enough with this tribal nonsense. This is my view, my stand. I stand on it. I'm not going to make some enemies with this. I don't care. If they see this video, usually people that agree with me watch these videos usually, but those who may see it later by accident or they'll maybe watch it, they're probably going to be mad at me because all this issue right now that we have on the planet, I trace most of them to the religions. When you raise a child that's only one way, your religion is the only way, you're creating a narcissist. And people are wondering, oh, how come so many men, a lot of women tell me, oh, my ex is a narcissist. I'm like, of course. We raise them like that. Whenever you say this is all you have to care about, this is the only way, you're subconsciously programming that person. And people might say, but I always look at the root of things. Look at the root and you figure it out. People look on the surface, no, look at the root. Once you see the root, once the root is healed, then the surface transforms. So that jealousy, that's what the topic is. Let's stay focused, because I could go over players. That jealousy is a symptom. It's like a smell coming out. You're in a room or like a big factory. And then you can smell something. Yeah, what is the smell? That smell is jealousy. But what is producing the smell? Who is releasing the nasty gas, or what's releasing this smell or whatever? If it's a good one, if it's a good feeling, that's what you got to look at. Otherwise, everybody's trying to stop being jealous or they're proud of it. To me, it's like, you don't need to be proud of your jealousy. You don't need to regret it. Just see it as what is. That's the simple answer to almost everything. The moment you don't deny, you're like, oh, I'm feeling jealous, but don't stop there. That's what I often tell my clients and students and my friends. I'm like, in the sessions, I'm like, no, don't stop there. Go down. Go see what is jealousy is coming from. Because the more you can see to the root, let jealousy be there. Jealousy. Why do people hate jealousy? The poor guy a woman is just lonely, nobody wants her. Or some people are holding her hostage because they don't want to let go of her. Just let her be. Say, oh, jealousy, that's you. Okay. Do you want a chair? No. People have to learn some of these techniques. They are powerful. They seem very simple, but they're powerful. Just talk to your jealousy as if it's your best friend. Oh, jealousy, here you come again. Okay, what's going on? Oh, my partner, whatever it is for you, is looking at somebody else. Okay. You see, that jealousy has to be seen. And the more we see it, the more we allow it to be. That's what I was posting to. Somebody posted, I think it was Anne, who I love, and talking about the wounding. To the same degree that one is able to go. That's why, even though Nietzsche has a bad rap, Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, it's one of my favorites. Why? Because that motherfucker is a seer. Some of the things he says, you just like, I'm talking about Friedrich Nietzsche, it's just like, this guy, it's just, in my view, is one of the greatest minds ever born. Unfortunately, he didn't meditate, so he didn't really particularly wake up. But some of his insights are crazy. And he said this, said, oh, only those who are willing to go to the depths of hell can know what heaven is. It is a freaking fucking fact. In my experience, other mystics, other people, it is. I'm not saying go around looking for hell like in ourselves, but what it means, at least in my experience, the way is whatever comes up for me, I welcome it. Because that's how you grow. People think awakening is about the roses. Oh, one day explosion happens, everything is so beautiful. You're walking around just smelling rainbows. People curse at you and you're just like smiling like a deity. I'm like, relax. Because I almost guarantee anybody who thinks that will prevent them from waking up. Almost guaranteed. Because they're not being realistic. They're looking for that diamond that doesn't exist. Coronavirus. Okay, it does exist. They're looking for it, right? No. You just gotta say, okay, awakening, the journey as I know it, and a lot of my teachers and the mystics as we know, is it means your eyes are opening. That's what, to me, that's how I would define it. Awakening is a process of seeing our shit. That's it. But most people don't want to see it. So they remain asleep, because as long as your eyes are closed, you're dozing up. Like when I say one is asleep, what I mean is they're lost in their mind. They're always thinking, worrying, whatever. I'm not saying as you grow deeper into presence, you're going to stop thinking or worrying. I would never say that. That would be stupid. Well, what I can say from my own experience is that it won't matter to you anymore. If worry is coming up, so be it. Jealousy is coming up, so what? Like, that's the level of opening one requires to really be established more and more in this state, because everything has to be seen. Whatever you don't want to see will stay in the subconscious mind or in the unconscious, and guess what? It will prevent one deepening. So my approach to life is always like, universe, bring it on. Whatever I need to see, just bring it up. Let it come to the surface for me so that I can look at it, because I know based on experience that whatever I've looked at, it dissipates. So sometimes, in fact, I'm seeing that more and more as I deepen. Whatever I look at, it's almost sometimes instantaneous. It just goes boom. I'm like, wow, it's gone. What was that? But it just takes courage. That's what I call true courage. That's why to women, I always say, you guys are amazing. Because women, I've noticed through, as a teacher or whatever, in sessions, women tend to be, exactly. Some days are rainbows, some are storms, some are sunny. I think women would agree with it, but some men would disagree. My philosophy is you just got to make do of life. I'm like, this fool is stuck in his head. Because men, we tend to have more tendency like that. Not to be sexist, but it's just, I think I can say this because I'm a man. We're in our head saying, oh no, my philosophy is, these are the Stoics. Everything happens, oh, I already figured it out. I'm a psychologist, I'm a philosophist. That's life. At the funeral, somebody is crying. You're like, why are you crying? The person is free. Why? Because I'm a theologian. And I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, do you even know what the fuck you're talking about? It's more authentic to me, the woman crying. I'm not saying I recommend it, but at least she's real. She's feeling. This fool is lost in his head thinking it's like, say, yeah, my philosophy. No, feel it. That's what I tell. So feel it. So this jealousy, to go back to the topic, has to just be felt. And I'm speaking from experience, and that's what I always speak from. Otherwise, it's all bullshit. I speak from experience. If one can, for one day or one moment, fully be jealous. What do I mean by fully be jealous? Feel it. Let it out. Say, you know what? I'm fucking jealous right now. Go for it. Let the feeling come up. Maybe it's your partner talking to somebody else or somebody you love or your child. Jealousy can be any form. It could be a mother and a daughter. When it's coming up, one of the things I share with people is just face it. Let it come up. Just take a deep breath and let it burn you. Take it once and for all. Take the medicine. Let yourself, I'm not saying dump it on your partner or the person that's treated, but that's the mistake people go. You're like, you're making me jealous. No, nobody can make you jealous. It's impossible. Cosmically, against the cosmic law. I'm putting my foot down on that. Nobody can make you jealous. No, you are reacting in a jealous manner. I'm not giving license to people that are assholes or just fucking around with people. But I'm saying whatever anybody does, good, bad, or ugly, if you are feeling jealous, that's you. It's on you. And to the same degree that people are willing to own this, that's what I call true responsibility. People think responsibility is to pay your bills. To me, that's not responsibility. To me, that just means you want to stay alive. So you got to do that. To me, of course, hello, better go to work. To me, that's not an achievement personally. No. You don't work, you know the consequence. That's how it is. So people work and stuff. To me, responsibility, a truly responsible person is what I call a man or woman. People call it ego. No, I say every person needs to develop an ego. In fact, people will tell me and say that the world is, people have too much ego on the planet. That's the problem. I would say no, people don't have enough ego. Now people are going to say, what kind of mistake is that saying that? But give me a few minutes. Let me explain myself. You see, ego is the process of the awakening. If one doesn't pass through the egoic system, where's the waking up going to come from? Wake up from what? Because one is part of the masses. That's why I agree with Osho when it says a lot of his teachings, Osho, Bhagwan Osho, it says people can't understand it because most people are the masses. They can't get it. Not because someone is being arrogant. Sometimes it's a fact. It's just a matter of they're not there. Only egotists, I'm going to say it again. Only egotistical people ever become awake. Look, the Buddha, somebody created so many. You don't think he had an ego? Or Jesus Christ? My favorite, because everybody wants to put him on a pedestal. I don't like anybody on a pedestal because I don't want anybody putting me there. No, fuck it. Christ was a man. He was awake, yes. But he also had a wife. Let's just be honest once and for all. Mary Magdalene was his wife, was his lady. Come on. Why are we full of shit? Not you guys, of course. You guys are awesome. Talking about people that believe that crap. No. He was married. He had a partner. Come on. To me, let's bring all these men up. Down to earth. I feel like it will make people who are more authentically spiritual. Because the moment you know Christ was just like you with your worries and concerns, suddenly you know, oh, this could happen for me too. When we put all these people on the pedestal and people are like, oh, no, that's the Buddha. You know how much fasting he did? People think they are being humble. I'm like, no, you're allowing the priest to fool you. And the priests, I will never stop talking against them because they are the biggest enemy of humanity, in my view. The truth is the Buddha, the only reason, in my view, why he actually had a chance of awakening, and he actually did, was he had been a prince before. He had a lot of fun. Then he went to the opposite. Mad, almost killed himself. That created balance in his life, and that's what woke him up. It's the balancing. That's why awakening is like a balance. It's like walking on a tightrope. One can easily miss. One has to be really alert every moment. One cannot really fall once one is but one can make mistakes, and too many mistakes can cause problems. So that's so that's part of what, let's bring him down so that we can all know that, Jesus Christ, I can guarantee you, more than likely he was jealous sometimes. Come on, let's bring people down. Not like to tear them down. I'm saying to keep them real. When you see Jesus as the man and the master, the enlightened, the awakening one, the Buddha, all of it, but the multi-dimensions, that's why in the system I'm creating, I'm talking about the dimensions so that people can see that we are all multi-dimensional. And to negate one is, in my view, to create issues for oneself on this journey of awakening. Because now you are denying one dimension. And humans, we want to say, oh, the highest must be the most important dimension because it goes up, right? But I say without the first dimension, none of this can happen. I make that claim as a mistake. It can't happen. From the first to they're one. We are the ones thinking of it. It's like looking like at a building. And the building, you say, oh man, let's just cut the lower half of the building off. Because the one on that top over there, that is the most important one. The whole thing will collapse. So everything is a whole. It's a wholeness. So the third dimension of Christ, the 3D as a man, the 4D is his angelic side, the fifth is his God side. I mean, on and on like that. But the man was also there and a woman. And until I believe we begin to bring these people to earth, not down, to earth, I should say, to see who they are as a human being too. And that's what I want to talk about in terms of jealousy. We have put all our teachers on a pedestal, and I'm saying, no, put them to earth. Jealousy is something that happens, it's part of what I call the unresolved human situation. I'm going to say that again. The unresolved human situation, jealousy. Because remember that boy I was talking about? That had the mother or the father said something, the mother said something, or any of those things. Remember that as I was saying that? Well, what do you think? That thing doesn't go away. So that's part of what causes clinginess in relationship, because if one's inner child or subconscious mind, to speak as a psychologist, if one has a lot of those tremors that if people talk to somebody else, like maybe your father or the mother left or things like that, it's going to create anxiety. That's why part of what I've seen that people are not very generous with their friends. It's a fear thing. Like you think if that person is, or that other person, or the other friend is also like participating in the friendship, you think maybe you might lose the person. It's because of the core wound inside that people go through as babies, as children. Hello, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I apologize. Technical difficulty. So I got my phone is loaded, and I'm using my phone because my laptop. Can I keep it real? That's my way. It's a piece of shit. I love you. I love you. I shouldn't be talking about that because these guys are alive too. Anyway, so as I was saying, what was I talking about? Anybody ask any question? I mean, how to deal with jealousy and things like that, because jealousy is something that people just need to face. And some people think people who are in polyamorous relationship, some of you know what it means to be polyamorous and open. And I've been in a couple of those, but I'm gonna tell you, some of the people in that stuff don't think that they have it on you or who's mono, because it's not about mono or poly. It's more about how much you can share, how open your heart is. So one can be in a monogamous relationship and be the most generous thing. Okay, guys, sorry about this. I'm just going to keep it brief there. It looks like I'm having technical difficulties. So if it cuts off again, I don't know if I'll be able to continue. But for those who are interested, once it cuts off, just wait. I'll see what I can do to come back. But if you don't see me back in about maybe 3 minutes, it means that thing is permanent. I'm going to fix it. Don't worry. Next time it's going to be better. But for today, I'm going through this stuff. And if it cuts off again, wait. I'll come back. But if I don't, in about 3-4 minutes, then I can leave. I just wanted to share this today, but I'm not sure how much detail to share. So that's why I was asking for questions. If anybody wants me to say anything particular, just type it in terms of how to deal with jealousy. Because I feel like it's one of the most important things to talk about, honestly. Because too many people have committed murder on top of this. I mean, all kinds of shit that happened on the planet. Somebody was telling me the other day, I'm not going to go into details, how somebody shot somebody, his wife cheated. I'm not going to mention names, she was cheating. And then one evening, she confessed to him. He had been suspecting her, but it wasn't confirmed. And one day, she confessed. My suspicion is that she was getting ready to leave him. And according to sources, they called their friends and they were like, we're working it out. Everything's going to be fine. So people relaxed. People are like, oh, they're going to work it out. Suddenly, they didn't hear from them. And I don't want to give bad news because I don't think it happened too long ago. The man shot the wife. They actually made love. This is pure insanity. I shouldn't say they made love. I would say they had sex. Right? Because I don't think you can shoot somebody that you really love like that. So I should just say they had sex or they fucked, whatever. But either way, he shot her out of jealousy. And I'm not saying that people should be cheating. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that why do you shoot somebody that you think you love? Jealousy can be blinding. That's why if people are interested in this topic, I would like to say more about it because it's very powerful energy. Because basically it's a body-mind thing. When somebody gives you pleasure, you're going to get a little attached to them because somehow in the subconscious mind of humans, we attach whoever is around when something is happening, that's something good happening. It's called conditioning, right? Whoever is around when something is good happening to your body or mind, you're going to like that person. That's why you got to be careful who you're around. Because whoever is around you, when something good happens, you're going to associate them with it. It's very common. So I don't even worry about it. It's almost every human has it. So when somebody is making love to you, whatever it is, they buy you candy, anything, you're going to start feeling jealous because you're like, oh, that person makes me feel I don't want to share. Because I'm not saying people should be poly or mono. Remember what I'm saying. I'm just saying that jealousy will come up. So that's why I'm saying just relax. Just see it as a survival mechanism. See it as a survival mechanism. Universe put it there. Otherwise, it will be so messy. Everybody doesn't care. You just get this person pregnant. There's no attachment. It will be a big mess. So there's a little attachment necessary. No matter how awake one is, you're going to still have a little attachment. That's to keep you sane. It's to help us keep sanity. Otherwise, if you have no attachment, you're going to become a total asshole. But attachment, so that's why I'm not against jealousy at all. It's a kind of attachment energy because it means that person makes you feel good. And you're afraid that you might lose them. And most of the times, it's irrational. The person is not even thinking about being with somebody else. They're so in love. They're content. You're like, they may be talking to somebody else. It's irrational. Why? It's coming from the subconscious mind. It's the inner child. Or psychologists, we call it the subconscious mind. It just needs to be seen and healed. And then one can relax into monogamy or poly, whatever you like, whatever you enjoy. Then you can go, or you can choose, from time to whatever, because it's not about monogamy or poly, in my view. I've seen people that are poly who are just wasting their time, in my view. I know it sounds mean, but I've seen people that are poly, I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is wasting their time. Because they're using poly, having many partners, as a way to escape feeling the pain. And to me, that's not the purpose. Either way, I don't care. I have friends who are both. It doesn't matter. But all I say is don't use, whatever you do, don't try to escape with it. If you are poly, if your partner wants to be with somebody else and you feel jealous, let it come up. Don't go, I don't care, it's all good, we all cool. You're lying to yourself because deep down you suffer it. And one day that pain can make one almost want to kill oneself because it's too much denial of the jealousy. Jealousy denial will become painful because you're repressing that energy. It will become pain. You're not being honest. You feel I'm so cool. I'm the girl that can be with guys, or guys, I'm so cool. No, I'm not saying stop being poly. I have to be very careful when I speak because people can easily misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying quit being poly, but I'm saying when the pain rises up, feel it. Because that's the purpose of everything. And if you're monogamous, if you one person and the person either way is doing something, don't say, oh, you hurt me. No, look within. What is that within yourself that's causing you pain? That jealousy, the finger, in my view, always has to point to oneself first. It's okay to point fingers at other people, I tell people, but make sure all four are pointing at you, at least 4 fingers. Whenever I want to accuse people of stuff, I use my little finger, my pinky, because I want the 4 of my fingers in front of me. Because I am responsible. That little finger, yeah, motherfucker, you hurt. That's always keep the minimum towards the other person, as little as possible. Because otherwise you're going to get lost in that person. It's easy. Because the moment you make somebody responsible for how you feel, you're in trouble. I know some people will agree with this, or some people will disagree. The moment I make you responsible for how I feel, oh goodness, I might as well just, because that means I'm going to blame you, I'm going to shame you, I'm going to hold you hostage. That's so many things so-called lovers do to each other. It's basically prison, psychological prison. Because you want to hold somebody down because you are not feeling good. No, I say people try. That's why I said be open. I'm not saying be open and be poly. I'm just, even if you committed a relationship, it's going to come up. It has to. It's a cosmic law. If you are in a relationship, in my view, and you're not feeling jealous sometimes, either you're one of those people that I look up to, you're so awake, I mean, goodness, blessings to you. Help me out. You're one of those. Oh, you're just repressing that shit. Let's keep it real. So, in my view, I would assume you're one of us, humans, and you have a little bit of jealousy still left. Even if it's a little, it's still there. See it. If it's not there, look again. Because that's what I tell people. If you don't see something in yourself anymore, keep looking. Not from anxiety, like playfully. Because it's probably still there. It's better to say, I'm still very jealous, even though it's not there. It's better for me to say, it's better for you to say it. I'm a jealous guy. At least you're still saying it. Even if it's not true anymore, if it's there, it will come up. Soon as you say that from presence, if you say that from presence, I'm a jealous guy, or I'm a jealous woman, you will see it. If nothing comes out, you're like, oh, I guess it's not there right now. But never say, oh, now I'm beyond jealousy. Never say never. That's my approach to life. It just means right now it didn't come up. Next time, oh, it's jealousy. Okay. But I don't waste my time blaming it on other people. That's part of my freedom. My freedom. I just go, oh, so what's going on right now? Oh, okay. I see. I see. I love you. I tell my jealousy, I love you. And the poor guy just goes, okay, you got me, and relaxes. That's what you got to tell your, just say that to your jealousy when it comes up again. Just get really present, take a deep breath, and tell it, I love you. Your jealousy will relax. Hello, guys. Yeah, no, I told you I'll do more now. And I think when it goes off now, I'm just going to sign off for tonight and then take care of this issue. It's crazy. It's embarrassing. I don't like it. And I know you probably don't like it either. So I'm just going to say one last thing right now. And anybody has any last question, just write it right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to say this, that whatever is going on for you right now in your heart, in your soul, this very day, this very moment, don't run away from it, please. Don't run away, please. Face it. That's part of what I see happening for, including myself. We are being asked to look within and feel. And for some people, I mean, it's more recent, because especially men, we've been trained to be very rigid and that, oh, a man doesn't cry, all that crap, which has repressed and really collapsed too many men's hearts. And right now, our hearts are being forced open. That's how I read this as a mystic, what's happening on the planet right now. Our hearts are being forced open. Even the most grown-up man now is probably in tears sometimes, because it's like the way things used to be, obviously, is falling apart. Anybody that wants to see deep can see it. The old way is dying. I mean, it's a fact. Anybody that's very practical like I am, I always like to call a spade a spade. The system is collapsing. To me, the question now is, what are we going to replace it with? This is what I feel like. That's why I personally feel that the next election is very important. Whoever you vote for, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but make sure whoever you vote for, whoever's watching now or in the future watching this, because I'm going to post it, I will say, make sure you don't just go to the post and vote and walk home and think you got it. No, we have to we have to do marches. That's why I'm against all this climb down. We have to march and make sure we fight for each other. That's all I'm saying. Like the other side, you may not like